Right now, community members and city leaders sound off on plans for the redevelopment of a South Side City block. Plus $1 billion up for grabs in tonight's Powerball drawing. Keep your tickets close. We'll have those winning numbers. And ahead of a possible strike, UPS and the Teamsters agree to return to the bargaining table. How much time they have before a strike could bring the brown trucks to a halt. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. The city of Madison is getting some input from the community as it looks to redevelop the Metro transfer station at Park Street and Badger Road on the city's south side. Armand Rahman has more. Armand?
The South Madison Metro transfer point was decommissioned last month as part of the Metro redesign. Tonight, the city's Community Development Authority shared examples of what could go there, but many voiced concerns that it won't address the city's need for affordable housing. The city has spent the last couple of years putting together a plan to redevelop the Metro station site at the corner of South Park Street and Badger Road.
The idea here is that once that goes away, we would be replacing a fire station from across the street, as well as the public health clinic that's currently located here at the Village on Park. And then above those properties, then there would be some number of affordable housing units developed by the Community Development Authority.
City officials say the redevelopment would add several hundred affordable units.
We've heard loud and clear from community members that that new development here needs to be consistent with their goals, values.
They say they want to start sharing their early plans with the public and get their feedback.
So these are just our initial staff-led test fits.
The preliminary land use maps recommend a mix of residential, commercial, and city uses.
One fear is that, like, we're going to develop this and it's not going to fit into the story. What are we going to do as a city to ensure that we don't lose our black and brown homeowners who live in this neighborhood, who live in our rental units already?
The height map allows buildings as tall as 8 stories on some blocks. At the first public meeting Wednesday, it rubbed some residents the wrong way.
When you take a whole lot of people who have very little needs and you pack them all into one building, pretty soon you've got a ghetto there, and we don't want a ghetto.
I'm one of those low-income people, and I rent in the area you're saying will get shaded. Are people like me, bad for this neighborhood?
No!
City officials expect public engagement and approval processes to continue into 2024 when they begin to find a developer. Construction is planned to start in the third quarter of 2025.
Armand, thank you. A Dane County Court Commissioner sets a cash bond at $250,000 for the man charged with attempted murder who evaded capture for months. Lamar Jefferson was arrested earlier this week for attempted homicide stemming from a shooting last November on State Street. A victim was shot multiple times but survived. Jefferson was later named the suspect. Authorities knew he had ties to the Milwaukee and Chicago areas but couldn't locate him. In January, U.S. Marshals assisted in the search for him. He was found in Milwaukee County on Monday and brought to the Dane County Jail. New tonight, police in Beloit say they found human remains on the eastern edge of the city. Beloit police sharing on Facebook. The department learned about the remains found near the area of Town Hall at Collie Roads. There's no danger to the public, they say. An investigation is now underway to identify those remains. The man who died yesterday morning after intentionally crashing his motorcycle on the Beltline has now been identified as 71-year-old Ted Hefner. Prior to the crash, authorities say a tattoo shop on Madison's southwest side that Hefner owns caught fire. We learned last night the fire and crash are connected. Police officers say he intentionally drove his motorcycle into oncoming traffic down the off-ramp from the westbound Beltline to Seminole Highway. Hefner was pronounced dead at the scene. Well, it was another nice, warm day throughout southern Wisconsin, but the First Warn Weather Team is tracking storms to the northwest, but will they make it to us here in Madison? Meteorologist Alex Harrington now with the answer in our First Warn forecast.
Yeah, Eric and folks, we are tracking those storms on our high-resolution radar, but there's some ingredients missing in southern Wisconsin and Maine weather. I'm going to talk about what that missing ingredient is that's causing these showers and storms. Let's take a look at them here on our high-resolution radar, moving off towards the south and towards the east. Why are they fizzling? Although we have a little bit of a stronger storm just north of Juneau and Adams County right now, but we're keeping an eye on this line because our future track radar is showing it again. Perhaps not making it into much of southern Wisconsin at all. A couple isolated showers and storms, according to our future track radar here. So keeping an eye on that line and seeing if it does fizzle. That severe thunderstorm watch should be expiring off towards the north and towards the west. Again, not expecting widespread severe weather across southern Wisconsin. If we do see a severe storm, gusty winds, maybe some hail out of that thunderstorm activity. As we plan the rest of your night here in Madison, look at this, just updating right now. Looking maybe clear overnight. We might again not even get that thunderstorm at all this far south here at Madison. Again, we'll track that a little bit later in my main weather. We'll look at future track hour by hour. And a beautiful day is on your Thursday, but again, coming up, what weather ingredient is missing as to why these storms are fizzling?
All right, Alex, thank you. Grab those Powerball tickets if you have them. An estimated $1 billion jackpot is up for grabs if you're holding the ticket, matching all 5 numbers in the Powerball as well. Here are those numbers. They are 7, 10, 11, 13, 24, and a Powerball is 24. If you'd rather get the lump sum payment, it's about $516 million before taxes, the 3rd largest purse of the game's history, 7th largest U.S. lottery jackpot ever. The game's abysmal odds of 1 in 292.2 million are designed to build these big prizes that draw even more players. No one has won that grand prize now in the past 38 consecutive drawings. 2 major blockbusters hit the theaters this weekend, Barbie and Oppenheimer, or as some fans are dubbing, Barbenheimer weekend. And while both films come out Friday, screenings are available as early as tomorrow. But for some Barbie fans, they got a sneak peek tonight. A Barbie blowout party was held ahead of 2 early viewings of Barbie at Marcus Theaters, Sun Prairie and Madison locations. Moviegoers were encouraged to dress up in their best Barbie pink and to bring the Kenergy, the film directed by Greta Gerwig and stars Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. It's anticipated that Barbie could break the box office. Latest estimates have the movie opening to at least $90 million domestically in the first weekend, but it is possible it could clear $100 million. If you're looking to sell your home, some good news for buyers, not so much. New reports show that South Central Wisconsin had the 2nd highest increase in month-to-month home prices in the nation. It's better for sellers out there, folks, and it's happening because more and more people are moving to and then staying here in Dane County. Director of the James A. Graskamp Center for Real Estate at UW-Madison, Mark Epley, says this is just basic economics.
The lack of supply will not meet the demand, and as such, they will continue to be buying into a fairly constrained market into the coming weeks, months, and even years.
As larger, higher-paying companies like Epic or Exact Sciences move in, higher educated and higher income residents are here to stay in Dane County. UPS is heading back to the negotiating table with the Teamsters Union. It'll mark the first time the sides have met since talks broke down over the 4th of July holiday weekend. Now, this week, thousands of Teamsters have been staging these practice pickets to put pressure on UPS by showing what could lie ahead if a deal isn't reached by the end of the month. The carrier points out there are only a few issues left to resolve, but among them is by far the biggest. That would be pay. The Teamsters want part-time employees to earn more than $16.20 per hour that they start at now. Union reps say it could take years for those workers to become full-timers who earn an average of $95,000 a year. UPS says it is ready to increase its offer on pay and benefits. 2 IRS whistleblowers testified before the House Oversight Committee about the Justice Department's investigation into Hunter Biden. Both claim the president's son received preferential treatment. CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry has more from Capitol Hill.
From the outset, Democrats and Republicans sparred over testimony from 2 IRS whistleblowers who came to talk about claims the Justice Department interfered with the Hunter Biden tax investigation.
We will continue to follow the money trail and provide the answers, transparency, and accountability that Americans demand and deserve.
We can conclude that this Inspector Clouseau-style quest for something that doesn't exist has turned our committee into a theater of the absurd, an exercise in futility and embarrassment.
The whistleblowers told the House panel that there was enough evidence to bring felony tax evasion charges against the president's son, but that the DOJ slow-walked the investigation.
At every stage, decisions were made that benefited the subject of this investigation. For example, prosecutors concealed contents of Hunter Biden's laptop from investigators.
The second whistleblower, Joseph Ziegler, who says he's a Democrat, testified he felt blocked from pursuing leads during the investigation.
It appeared to me, based on what I experienced, that the U.S. attorney in Delaware in our investigation was constantly hamstrung, limited, and marginalized by DOJ officials as well as other U.S. attorneys.
House Republicans opened their inquiry days after last month's announcement that Hunter Biden would plead guilty to misdemeanor tax offenses as part of an agreement with federal prosecutors.
On this case, let's not forget, this has been led by a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney. Let's not forget that. And the president has said, we have said that he has not been involved.
Hunter Biden's plea hearing is scheduled for next week. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
In Michigan, a judge denies a defense motion to dismiss prosecutors' request to seek life without parole for school shooter Ethan Crumbley. Crumbley pleaded guilty to fatally shooting 4 students and wounding 7 others at his high school in 2021 when he was 15 years old. Now, because he was a minor at the time, his case is set for a hearing next week to decide if he can be sentenced to life in prison without parole. Prosecutors say they intend to call witnesses to the mass shooting, including minors who were inside the school. The attorneys representing former Northwestern football players who've alleged hazing within the program spoke out today. An unidentified former player is suing former head football coach Pat Fitzgerald and other university officials. The player, who was on the team from 2018 until last season, says Fitzgerald, quote, enabled a culture of racism and that the football program has had long-standing issues of sexist and racist bullying. Attorneys representing the former Northwestern athlete say they understand how hard this hits Northwestern fans.
We know a number of individuals have tremendous love for the university, arguably one of the top academic institutions in the world. And we know a number of these players, especially football players, have profound love for Coach Pat Fitzgerald, and we appreciate that. And as Pat shared, this is an institution that permitted this behavior.
And Fitzgerald was initially suspended amid the allegations, but then later was fired. More stories on the other side of the break at 10. A language preservation process is underway in Black River Falls, where members of Ho-Chunk Nation are making sure that future generations are in touch with their Ho-Chunk roots. That's next.
At Bergstrom Automotive, you can say yes to the vehicle of your dreams without hidden fees waiting to devour you. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom for the yes.
You've got this. Your big moment on their big day. The dress? Another one you'll never wear. Gift? Practical. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free overdraft protection transfers. So when you get invited to your 3rd destination wedding in as many months, we'll be there with you.
When we first met Todd, we thought Jen was kidding.
You've got this with Associated Bank. Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time. Long live dreams. And long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali and long live life.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness! Now through July 19th, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. With over 2,400 locations worldwide and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. Whether you're a newbie or a gym pro, you belong in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, July 19th. That's how we do.
At Bergstrom Automotive, we have a non-commissioned sales team, which is a polite way to say we don't really care whether you buy a practical Equinox, the rugged Silverado, or the speedy new Corvette. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes.
From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Thursday at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
A new law over the way reading is taught in Wisconsin has been signed into law by Governor Evers. The Republican-authored bills will strive to improve sagging reading scores and emphasizes phonics, the relationship between sounds and letters over memorization. Governor Evers initially opposed the bill over a requirement that low-scoring third graders repeat reading classes. It was changed to put low-scoring students in a remedial program with mandatory summer courses. The bill requires students in kindergarten through third grade to complete 3 reading tests a year, up from 1 currently. Those tests will then be used to more quickly identify struggling students and get them on the path to success. Misdiagnosis of disease or other medical conditions leads to hundreds of thousands of deaths and permanent disabilities each year in the United States. About 371,000 people die, 424,000 sustain permanent disabilities such as brain damage, blindness, loss of limbs or organs, or metastasized cancer each year as a result. This is all according to a report published this week from Johns Hopkins Armstrong Institute Center for Diagnostic Excellence. Now, to make the estimate, researchers pulled dozens of earlier studies to assess how often certain conditions were missed and how often that misdiagnosis led to serious outcomes. That risk was then scaled by the incidence rate of new cases in the total U.S. population. New research is providing some insight into why some breastfed babies develop a life-threatening gut infection called NEC and some don't. This study at the University of Pittsburgh found breast milk from each individual contains a unique set of antibodies that remain stable. Mothers who don't have certain antibodies cannot provide immunity to their children for some infections. There was a special election last night for a suburban Milwaukee seat in the state legislature, and Republicans easily won that bright red area of the state, but they won by less than you might expect. Republicans are used to winning with 60% of the vote there, but last night, it was down to a little over 53%. Political analyst J. Miles Coleman says part of that is the demographics of the suburbs, which is now a national trend.
Democrats have really traded some of these working class voters in states like Iowa and Ohio for, more wealthier college educated voters in places like Georgia or Arizona.
And those numbers, again, have changed in recent years. In their partnership with Language Conservancy, the Ho-Chunk Nation is in the process of revitalizing and conserving its language for future generations. It's the second phase of the language preservation process. Following the construction of a large-scale dictionary, now younger generations are being called upon for the conversational phrases. With these younger voices, Ho-Chunk Nation officials have partnered eminent speakers who bring a lifetime of experience to teaching the younger members. Eminent speaker Wilbert Cleveland states that language is vital to the preservation of the tribe itself.
I never thought that our language, our Ho-Chunk language, would start fading away. Some people say that, if our language dies, so does the tribe.
The passion for preservation resonates with the students, attributing to an e-learning app. Once the app is completed, Ho-Chunk officials hope to expand the educational program beyond schools such as Black River Falls and also in Nakusa. A partnership between the City of Madison and the Clean Lakes Alliance will add a splash of color near city storm drains. Murals have been painted near a number of those drains around the city as part of a contest by the city's engineering division. Residents are encouraged to find those murals, take selfies, and then email those selfies to the city to be entered in a raffle. Each emailed selfie counts for 1 raffle entry, so the more murals you visit with photographic proof, well, the more chances you have to win. Prizes include rain barrels, a free consultation with a stormwater engineer to build your own rain garden, and $1,000 worth of gift cards to lakeside businesses and restaurants. For more information, including specific locations of those murals and the email address to send your selfies, just look for the story at channel3000.com. Well, life just got a little easier for bicyclists and pedestrians who pass UW Hospital. This morning, a new bridge over University Bay Drive officially opened. The bridge cost nearly $3 million to build. It's part of a larger redesign along University Avenue. The goal of the project is to help remove some congestion and make the area safer for people who aren't in vehicles, which the bridge accomplishes. But if you do commute through that area, you can still expect construction through early September. Nice and warm day for bike ride or walk pretty much anywhere. Alex rejoins us down to the check of the forecast. This has been really comfortable weather we've enjoyed the last couple of days.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Beautiful summer weather. Really can't be beat, but we've got a big heat wave on the way. And we'll look at that a little bit later in our forecast, but we got to get through some storm chances first. We got a front coming through the area right now. You said it was beautiful out there, and it is beautiful. We're
about to change.
It's about to change. We're also missing a weather ingredient that is keeping these thunderstorms from being able to get a little bit stronger and more widespread. I'm going to break that all down here right now. All right, let's look through our 3 things that you need to know. Again, it's going to be warm, as I was just mentioning here. Low to mid-80s as we carry on into the weekend. We're watching those showers and thunderstorms to the northwest. Our next chance is on Sunday, and as I was just mentioning to Eric, we're also keeping our eye on the potential of a heat wave. Let's look off towards the north and the west. This is Juneau and Adams counties. If you look off to the northwest, we have 1 severe thunderstorm warning to the north of our viewing area. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and maybe hail up to the size of 1 inch in diameter. But we just saw a couple days ago that even that borderline severe thunderstorm can pack quite a punch. We'll be keeping an eye on these showers and thunderstorms as they move towards the south and towards the east. Future track model, hour by hour, showing us this. Look as we head towards 1, 2 o'clock, maybe a few showers and thunderstorms up towards Juneau and Adams, Marquette and Green Lake counties. But look at the rest of southern Wisconsin. Future track models showing most of those storms staying off towards the north. We're missing some weather ingredients. They have these appreciable showers and thunderstorms, kind of the story really of the whole drought. And as we carry on into the beginning of your Thursday, starting off mild, but it could be a lot warmer and a lot more humid. That's one of those ingredients that we're missing. More on that in a second. Rainfall amounts, not a whole lot. Again, we are under that extreme drought across southern Wisconsin. Any rain, at least according to our future track model, is probably going to be to the north. Severe chances, it's there. I'm not expecting widespread severe weather, maybe an isolated severe storm or 2. Again, we have that one just north of the viewing area. If we do see anything, maybe gusty winds and hail. But again, if there is a thunderstorm, there's always that saying, when thunder roars, stay indoors. So take it seriously, even if it's not a severe thunderstorm warning. What are those 3 ingredients that you need for organized severe weather or organized thunderstorms? 1, you need fuel, humidity, heat. The humidity has been lacking. I'll show you that even more so in a moment. You've got to have a good exhaust system. You've got to have winds strong, higher up to keep those updrafts alive. And you need a spark. You need that front. We have the front coming through. We have those winds stronger up, higher up. But what we've been missing this whole spring and summer, humidity, these dew points, which are a measure of moisture, upper 50s, lower 60s. This time of year, if our crops are healthy, they give off a lot of water locally. They should be in the upper 60s, lower to even middle 70s when it feels really oppressive and muggy, where you feel like, oh gosh, the weather might get pretty stormy. All that humid air is way to the south. Kansas, Missouri, Illinois. We need that moisture to get up here, or we need our crops to improve to bring that moisture back to southern Wisconsin. You know, I like my viewer photos here. We'll end on a bright note. Thanks, Deanne, for sending us this hibiscus photo. And you can always send us those photos at firstwarn@WISC-TV.com or the First Warn weather app. We like to see those. And again, you can take them when it's safe, of course. On the First Warn weather app, you can just click that little photo icon, Eric and folks, and sends us those photos right away. And then we can look at them.
like that app.
I love it.
You always use that.
I'm good at promoting it, I think.
You are. We're going to keep getting some pictures. Alex, thank you.
Yeah,
and we'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are Jack's Pizza, $2.48. 8-ounce Hy-Vee Choice Reserve New York Strips, $6.99. And a 2-pound pack of Driscoll's Strawberries, $3.98. All week long at Hy-Vee.
3 days only. Madison's massive Factory Direct Hot Tub and Swim Spa Show. Save up to 50% off hundreds of quality brand hot tubs and swim spas. Flexible financing. Everything must go. And Sunday at Madison Marriott West. EliteSpaSales.com.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Choose Flex Buy on a 2023 Ford Bronco Sport and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $500 Flex Buy cash. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are a veteran struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. You have already made a most noble sacrifice. You shouldn't have to continue doing so. We are here to support you. With pride in the way, it's never easy to ask for assistance, but rest assured we are here to help. The VRAP team is standing by to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit vrapwi.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you. On behalf of the state of Wisconsin, thank you.
Should come with me to the Wisconsin. Great state of Wisconsin. State Fair.
There's something for everyone at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular August 3rd through the 13th.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are Oreos, just $2.48. Nature Valley granola bars, $1.99. And buy one, get one free on select Simply Done, bath tissue, or paper towels. All week long at Hy-Vee.
Well, the Brewers are looking to bounce back from a loss last night against the Phillies in Philadelphia. They waste little time jumping out to an early 3-0 lead. The Phillies would tie it up later, but Brewers tack on 2 late runs, both courtesy of William Contreras. Milwaukee wins 5-3. They'll go for the series win tomorrow with a matinee game. First pitch set for 11:35 Central. The highly anticipated Women's World Cup set to kick off this week. A familiar face making yet another appearance on the world's biggest stage. Rose Lavelle, a 4-year starter at UW-Madison, taking her game to the next level as she will be running it back for the U.S. in this year's FIFA World Cup. Lavelle earned All-American honors in her collegiate career, and she translated that success to the next level, helping defeat Canada in the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup, scoring the second goal of the game, helping the U.S. attain the gold medal. And they'll face off against Vietnam Friday at 6 p.m. Central. Although the Badger men's basketball team had a record above 500, last season didn't go as everyone had hoped. But to stay optimistic for the upcoming season, they are returning the majority of their squad. The group of chiseled veterans feels confident that it has more chemistry than just about anybody in the nation, and a roster that on paper looks much better with new transfers and highly touted recruits. They're ready to make the Kohl Center erupt again.
I think it does play a big part in the team chemistry of not having a lot of guys leave, and a lot of the guys, what guys like doing off the court, on the court goes a long way as well. So just being familiar with one another and getting to learn more about one another as well.
I think this summer we've had really competitive practices. We got a lot of new guys coming in, even though we have a lot of returners, and everything's competitive. We got a lot of guys that want to play, some minutes that are up for grabs, and it's just been really competitive.
And we'll be right back.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
Wish you had help getting things done. Same. One. Fast internet, unlimited mobile, and advanced Wi-Fi, all for a great price. Want it? Here's the number.
Call 833-784-4999 to get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Spectrum Internet delivers the fastest download speeds in the nation.
Which helps me run all of this easily. Kids checkups? Scheduled. Work? Bust. Treat dispenser? Treating. And since I'm always on this, unlimited mobile is a no-brainer. Work.
Switch to Spectrum One. 300 megabit internet, unlimited mobile, and advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security.
Spectrum One. Gets it done.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi, and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Call 833-784-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a store today.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need. Best summer ever. Large inventory in stock. Now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Choose Flex Buy on a 2023 Ford Bronco Sport and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $500 Flex Buy cash. Only at your local Ford dealer.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more from my antidepressant. Vraylar helped give it a lift.
Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant is clinically proven to help relieve overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults, report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, as these may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Stomach and sleep issues, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks.
I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift.
Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
Mallards baseball, Friday night. Come for the game, stay for the fireworks.
So I was putting on like my meteorologist cap, which is big time amateur, looking at your radar. Maybe stay north, but maybe if you're north of the Dells, maybe they might see a sprinkle or two.
I'm going to hand the clicker over to you.
I'm just going to take over. I want to do that. I always wanted to do that. They had me do sports tonight, so weather I can't do.
Well, you got it 100% on the nose, Eric.
But we won't see much around here.
Probably not. There's a chance that those showers and storms might get down into southern Wisconsin, but they've been struggling. We're lacking moisture down here. That's partly owing to our drought. So those storms up towards the north of Camp Douglas, they're fizzling some. But notice off to the north and west, Eau Claire, to south and east of Minneapolis, a few more storms moving in from the north and west. We'll be watching those. Again, our weather models are showing that the likelihood of these storms making it down here, not very high. But what is very likely in our forecast is a heat wave next week. We're going to be tracking that more over the next couple of days.
It would be nice to get some water mixed in with that as well, so
we need it.
We don't burn up the grass.
Again.
Thanks for joining us at 10, folks. Have a great night.